Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over 90-degree offset. I'm not talking about having, some funky second optic 90 degrees from your other optic. I'm talking about literally shooting your gun sideways. You might be asking yourself, Bobby, why would I want to shoot my gun sideways? It's not the most practical thing ever, but it does have its applications. One being if you're shooting behind cover, and you want to limit your silhouette coming over the top. Or you're shooting through like a horizontal aperture where your height over bore is kind of limiting you. Or you just want to impress your homies at the range with a cool new trick you learned on YouTube. You know what I mean? So basically what's happening is, whenever you put your gun completely sideways, you're changing the relationship from your barrel and your optic, right? So there's an offset that needs to be accounted for. And that's kind of what we're going to get into today. So without further ado, let's get it on. When I say get it on, I mean shoot some stuff. So let's talk about the relationship between our optic and our bullet's trajectory a little bit. It's a complicated relationship, they're like friends with benefits. So if your optic's zeroed correctly, your optic is inherently kind of aiming down at a downward angle so it can line up with the trajectory of your bullet. Your bullet's never gonna rise when it's coming out of the barrel, it's only gonna drop. So our optics have to account for that by facing down and lining up to where that bullet is. That's basically what your zero is. So if we know that, then we can know that if we flip the gun over, we've changed a few things. So now our line of sight is kind of inherently aiming to the right? So it's facing down, flip it over, now it's facing to the right. And now our optic isn't really accounting for the bullet's drop anymore because your windage is your elevation and your elevation is kind of your windage in a sense. So last gun, I've never did 90-degree offset with this gun, but the last one I did it on, my impacts were about 1 mil left and about 0.2 low or something around there. So basically what we're gonna do, I'm just gonna aim center mass, and then I'll go down and show you guys the target and kind of show you where those impacts are so we can account for our offset and figure out what exactly it is. So let's get into it. I could just shoot the gun sideways, but I wanted to make it a little more realistic. I thought it'd be cool if I actually shot through a horizontal aperture. So we got this thing set up and we're gonna send it. I don't expect these groups to be very good because as you'll see in my position, it's pretty tough to get a good, natural point of aim. It's a very awkward position. Let me go for a double kneeling right here. It's hard to get a good, oh man, my ear pro doesn't like me doing this. I have to do something funky with it. Yeah, getting rid of scope shadow and having my face in the perfect position is pretty tough, as we'll see, but we'll shoot a little group and see what we can do here. I'm gonna try to use like my shoulder and bicep as my rear support and my recoil management. Let's see. This ear pro is really getting in the way. Let's see if I can do that. That first one was pretty rough. Second one wasn't too bad. Shoot one more, see if I can get a good group here. All right, let's go check it out. All right, so checking out the groups here. I shot a 4-round group because I totally yanked the first one, okay? And that's this guy right out here. Then I got 3 groups right here, actually stacked 2 rounds somehow, all right, in that wonky ass position. So kind of cool. I'm gonna measure it in my scope and then we'll account from it from there. Oh man, it is hotter than Satan's butthole outside today. So basically what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go back measure my group and my offset in my scope in mils, and then I'm going to apply that change to it and see if I can get some better groups. What I'm really trying to do is get my exact point of aim on one of the mil lines of my optics. So that way, you know, right now I'm probably just floating in free space in that top left, what would be my top left quadrant of my reticle. So I'm just trying to get my impacts to line up somewhere on my reticle. That way I can have like a precise point of aim. All right, so I measured my impacts. It looks like I was a mil left and a mil low as well. So all I'm gonna do is on my windage turret, I'm gonna dial a mil right. And that's gonna raise my bullet into my reticle. So I'm not necessarily aiming center mass. I'll still be impacting a little left, about a mil left. But it's gonna give me a precise point of aim actually. So let's do it. And I changed the camera angle so you can actually see a little more of my goofy ass shooting position here. And as you can see, my ear pro doesn't like this position at all, so. Try. I'm getting a double kneeling here. I feel like that's the most stable I've been. Last round. All right, not too bad. Let's check them out. All right, I got my impacts from earlier down here. Now I'm holding basically a mil left. And now I can know exactly where my bullet's gonna impact. So pretty cool, pretty cool. And I'm really only doing this with my bolt gun so we can really like differentiate the groups at 100, you know what I mean? So they're gonna be tighter, they're gonna be easier to see than like my 5.56 or, you know, even a pistol. But this like relationship of turning your gun sideways is pretty, what's the word? Transferable. There it is. It's pretty transferable to pretty much any other platform. If it has an optic sitting on top of it, it's going to be like a similar hold, right? If you rotate it to the left, you're going to be impacting low and left. So that's kind of like a roundabout way, you know, if you're shooting quick on a red dot or something and you got to utilize that, you know, you got to aim high and right. So all right, now just for funsies, we're gonna try it with the Glock. Break yourself, fool. That's kind of tough. Bada boom, bada bing, high and right, and we're banging. All right, time to burn it down. Might be easier to rack the bolt with my left hand. Brass wants to get caught there. That was my last round. All right guys, that's pretty much all I got for the video. So hopefully you learned a little bit more about 90-degree offset. Hopefully you're better prepared for a weird situation like that. And hopefully you just had fun. You know, it's a cool little trick. bring it back to the homies on the range, show them what's up. But that's all I got. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.